The dreamer you shows you options from the possibilities and probabilities of consciousness for you to use in your play, to receive the experience you wish to experience in your personal evolution. The awake you is expressed through the ego. This is your persona. The simplest way you can bring the two together, the awake you and the dreaming you, is through observation. The psyche gives you clues and cues to help the awake you to understand the play you are working out in your awake cycle. There is no fixed version of you. This new you is ever in the state of becoming you. In other words, the you of this moment is not the you of an hour from now, nor is that you the same as tomorrow's you or yesterday's you. The physical birth that you recognize was only one of many that took place from the vantage point of the dreamer you. You just recognize only one such sequence of events, because you have, as yet, not learned how to function in more than one body at a time. There are those who are satisfied with the current version of their you and try to maintain that image by resisting change. These are some of the individuals that work from what is called mass consciousness. Now, who makes the differences in the changes in the size of the individuals on the planet? In other words, you have individuals on the planet now that are playing football and basketball and these other games that go back 3 or 4 generations, and what would they say? They're freaks. People aren't that big. That is the evolutionary process, and that evolutionary process is what you, and physicality, are creating and recreating. Different groups, shall we say, are playing different plays. You take one country, and they're working on one play. You take another country, and they're working on another play. Then you have different colored skins. They put themselves in a certain condition, and they're acting out a play. They work their skin color in connection to whether it's hot or whether it's cold. You take the people in the northern countries are very fair-skinned. The peoples in the southern countries, where they get around the equator, they are very dark-skinned. Have you ever wondered why the sun darkens your skin and lightens your hair? Ha, ha. So you have all these things that have developed over myriads and myriads of time. You choose what you wish to experience. This is where observation comes in, because you are given clues for your individual play constantly. You will look at a sign, and it will have words on it that will mean something to you. You will see individuals interacting with each other, and in watching that will give you a clue. Through observation, if you watch closely what is happening in your basic surroundings, you will be able to follow your script as to your intent and purpose, as you in the physical body can perceive it. The confusion comes when your intent and purpose when you're in the physical is not the intent and purpose that you had in your play, because that's all it is. It's the journey. It's not the destination. The journey is the important part. And the journey becomes more interesting as you continue in the physical, to follow through observation, the part that you need to play in your play, which will be for your benefit and your benefit only. You are setting it all up. It will put you in the direction that you want to experience. You get to a certain point and you say, this is not going the way I want it to go. Then you figure out a way of dying. You leave the body behind and you go into the dead zone. You figure out what you want to do, and a lot of times you'll say, I don't know what I did that for, because I was so close to doing what I wanted to achieve. Okay, so you come back into physicality again. All you're doing is rearranging your hologram and reshuffling your particles and the atoms within the hologram. You come out of the dead zone and come into the live zone again and continue on your play. Most people think of themselves as the body, and when they are ready to return to the live zone, they don't think, I'll just build myself a body and get in it. They think, I'll just make myself into a body again and come back. It is a constant play because you are forever you. If you're forever you, where are you going to go? You are you forever. You'll say, well, I don't like this, I did this wrong, and all this other sort of thing. Don't look at everything as right and wrong. Look at everything as an experience and look at every single action or reaction. It is all an experience. Then when you understand what that experience is telling you, that is where your expansion of awareness comes in. You look at growth as being the physical body. That is only part of it. The other part you have shielded from yourself. Why did you do that? You did that because you were playing a game. You should enjoy the challenge. If the game is too easy, there is no challenge. You shielded yourself from many things so that you are able to expand your awareness in the physical construct. This is what takes you from reality to reality. This is how you change realities. When you take a certain reality that you're in as an individual and you understand that reality and you are following those clues, you are also working on the reality you're going into at the same time. You are in constant movement, not only with the physical being. You are in constant movement in your understanding of your different realities you are residing in and going to. When you get to the point that you can see how you're setting up your new realities, because you're getting a glimpse of it and you're moving in and out of it, you're beginning to enjoy how you are presenting your play. It's like reading a murder mystery. You start out and so has been murdered. Then you read the whole book and all the different characters in it to find out in the end who was murdered in the first chapter. And playing out each scene and interacting with different people, you are continually moving through different realities. You will discover this if you are an observer and paying attention. Do you have the same friends you had when you were in school? Or are you constantly meeting new people and expanding your awareness? That is the way you do it. Then going into each new reality is going to be very fascinating because you're going to know the direction you're planning and the direction you're going. Remember, you are the director. You go through that which you call a lifetime experience, and at the end of that lifetime experience, when you go into the dead zone, you can at that time turn back and look at the lifetime you just finished and see what your intent and purpose was and understand it. Then you can see the different plays you are setting up to experience for your enjoyment. It is not plotting through physicality. It is getting to understand what you are doing and why you are doing it. This is what we're trying to tell you. This is very simplistic, very simplistic. Every time you, in the body, change from the live zone to the dead zone with all your experiences within physicality, you refer to that as your birth and death. There is no rebirth. So, in your terminology, to be born and reborn again and again is nothing more than the rearrangement of your holographic particles and your thought patterns into that which you would call your present-day existence. In order for you to maintain a semblance of linear progression in physicality, you continually use what you call life and death sequences to reshuffle the holographic particles you use in order to identify your position within your reality frameworks. We don't really know how the birthing process takes place. All births are from the universe itself. Core cells were birthed from the universe as part of its expanded awareness. An excellent example of the birthing process are aspects. Aspects are birthed into your humanity as human beings. They are full grown, have a history, maybe a family or even children, yet they did not exist yesterday. Some aspects are birthed from a low emotional intensity and have a less definite character about them. These are what Aona has called the cardboard people. We in Datre are birthed as experimenters with pure/raw energy and the rearrangement of that energy. You are birthed as creators. You work with images, called holograms, formed with the energy units called particles. All activity in this particle universe is creating with these particle energy units. As to the birth mentioned in some of the data transcripts, we were trying to explain the magnitude of experiences in the different realities and being able to jumpstart those individuals who have a more expanded awareness of realities into new realities of expanded awareness, to help speed up a slowing process of evolution. One of your holy books says that you are born but once. Everyone interpreted that to mean that you are born and you die and go to heaven or wherever to live in paradise. No, that means you were birthed as a creator and you are a forever being. Remember, these creator core selves and the dreamer you are not some ancient remote ancestors. You, in physicality, in the body, are part and parcel of this whole creative process. You are the original designers in physicality and continue to expand not only your awareness, but the awareness of the whole physical universe. See your importance in the continuing creative process? We've talked about the you that you are, which is the dreamer you, and connecting with that. The same thing as you sleeping in physicality or awake in physicality, whatever. The dreamer you and the you awake in physicality is all the same. However, the dreamer you is more of a gatherer of possibilities and probabilities for you in the physical to experience, but there is no difference. It is still all you. In combination with the dreamer you in choosing your possibilities or probabilities, this is what is experienced in physicality. The choices of possibilities and probabilities are gathered for you to choose from because that is the driving force for your expansion and your knowingness in physicality. Observation brings you in close contact to the dreamer you. You bring in more of that which is the dreamer you to be experienced into physicality because you can see the play clearer and are able to progress faster. That is why your experiences can be so varied. It will give you experiences far beyond where your experience is at the present time in physicality. The more varied your experiences are, the more you will benefit. That includes the dreamer you and you in physicality, experiencing physicality. That's what you're doing. You are in physicality to experience and become a more aware you. Then the dreamer you and the creator core self also expand in their awareness because of your experience. Life is that which you maintain as long as the particle universe that you are in exists. As long as you deal with containment, you deal with life. And this is what you're dealing with. The dreamer you knows what it's like not to have containment and not to have life, as you call it. Because you are a part of the dreamer you also know what it is like not to have containment. The puzzlement to figure out is the containment and how to use it to gain the maximum amount of experiences. You are here to learn life. This is the excitement, fascination, and expansion of awareness. You must also remember, forever is just a long string of nows.